That's a direct order. Do it now.
Okay everybody, thank you for coming to my channel. So here on this point we will be plucking the part to make it look more realistic. So there I have my tweezers there, and we will be going through, and I have my foam lotion, and the foam lotion is just to lay the part down more so I'll be able to see it better. So lay the foam lotion. Let it dry, kind of rub it in a little bit. Straighten it out, smooth it down, all the extra flyaways and everything. Alright. So now that I can see it better, I will take my tweezers and go through and just start plucking at the part. Be careful not to pull too hard because you don't want to leave any holes in your lace, and try to pull it from the base of the knot so you're making sure you're getting it all the way out. If you haven't done this before, take your time because it can get tedious and you want to rush through it, but rushing through it you won't come out with the result that you want. So I'm just plucking at it, trying to open it up to my liking. Some people like it wider, some people don't. It's just up to how you like it. Do it to where you think it's good. So take your time again. You know, you can use clips to move your hair out the way if need be, or you can kind of, what I'm doing there is I see the strand that I want to take out, so I'm kind of holding it to get it out. It does take a little bit of time. It's kind of a tedious process, but it's worth it. So I'm going to pluck all the line apart, and I will be back with the finished result. Okay, so here I just wanted to come on and show you guys, for one, the hair, the curl, and that's how I opened it. That's how much I opened it, but I wanted to show you a trick. So I have a flesh color stocking cap, and this is for people who do not want to put makeup on their lace, or just want something that's more of a long-term type of hold to make that part look flesh colored. So you see where the part is there? I'm gonna sit my weight down, take off that stocking cap. Now for me, that's more matching to my skin tone. You would get a stocking cap or wig cap or whatever you want to call it, that's more your skin tone. So what I'm going to be doing is taking that off, and I'm going to cut that cap. I'm going to cut it enough to cover the part. So there's the cap there. Have my scissors. You can kind of outline it to the part maybe, but I'm just going to do a rough cut. There it goes. Cutting just enough. Cut it however long and wide you think it needs to be. You can also do this on frontals. And again, this is for people who do not want to apply any makeup to their lace, or, you know, because that can be a repeated process. And some people don't want to damage their lace like that when they wash the wig out. So this is something I found more permanent. That band there on the cap, you're going to cut the band off. You don't want that band showing when you do this. So I'm going to cut that off. In the meantime, have prepared your needle and thread, because we're going to sew it down to the wig so it will show through the lace, just the coloring. So there's the wig there. I'm going to lay that over the parting area right to the tip, not too much where it's showing outside of the wig, just right there to that tip, and that's going to cover there. It's going to cover all that parting area. So what I'm going to do is sew on the outer edges of the parting where the wig cap is. You can sew it down to the cap, and it's underneath the wig so nobody will see it. So there's a clip of me sewing it. Take your time, because rushing through it again will not give you the finished process or the finished look that you want. So it's okay to make mistakes like I just did. Just take your time so you can find them and fix them. So there I go. Make your knot, pull it through. There you go. And keep going and repeating the process of sewing it all around the parting. You do not want to sew through the lace. Doing this, the thread nor the cap will be seen. Nobody will know that the thread or cap is underneath there. It just helps to give that lace the scalp color. You keep sewing all the way around that parting. You want to keep sewing all the way around the parting till you're up to the top. Do not sew across the top. It will lay down just fine. You won't see any of the cap. You nor anybody else will see any of the gap there. That's why it's important to make sure you cut it to size. So I'm just making sure that I'm not sewing on any of that part. That's what it's looking like so far. I will continue to sew around, and I will show you guys the finished look. Okay, so I'm not gonna do much to this wig because I do like the curl. I'm just kind of pulling it out, give it some frizz. I personally like the frizz, makes it look more natural to me, even though this is a synthetic wig. This Atlas wig here from Model Model is not shiny at all. It's very nice for a synthetic wig, and I just pulled it off there. But for me personally, I do like synthetic wigs. I tend to change my hair up a lot, so for me this is very, very good. I'm just pulling on that curl there just to give it some frizz, more of a natural type of look, type of feel to it. And then my go-to for my wigs, especially curly wigs, I like to wear my hair to the side, so just getting a rough look at how it's gonna be. My go-to for curly wigs is foam lotion. Foam lotion helps to keep the curl. Foam lotion helps bring back the curl once you've worn it for so long and it's, died out. Foam lotion is just my go-to. Even for braids, it sets the look. It definitely sets the look, especially with the parting. So as you can see me adding that foam lotion to the wig, not really raking through it more than I'm just kind of, what's the word I'm going to use? Kind of brushing it in with my hands, I guess you can say. But it'll more define the curl. It'll still leave it puffy once it dries, and it doesn't take long to dry at all. So I'm just going to apply that all over the wig. And like I said, I really do like this wig. At the time, my hair was that exact same color, so it matched. It wasn't too much off of dramatic color from what I had in already. So I'm just putting that foam lotion on there, finishing up with that. Alright, and then really what I want to do is cut that front side a little bit because I wear my hair to the side most of the time and I do not want that covering my eye very much, so I'm going to cut that. If you see there, I'm doing a back and forth motion. I'm cutting in a back and forth motion so I won't have a blunt cut. The blunt cut definitely will throw the look of the wig off. I'm trying to have it flow, so just that motion there will give it more of a natural type of look when cutting it. You do not want a blunt cut unless that's the look you're going for, but with this wig it just won't look right. So when cutting, just cut off as much as you need to cut off. Don't drastically chop it. You can always put it on, and if you feel like you need to take more off, but you cannot add more back, so you want to go ahead and cut it to your liking. There, I'm still doing that up and down motion just to give it that natural type of cut. Again, I'm not going for a blunt cut. Alright. Evening it up there a little bit. Okay, fix it up. Make it flow. It's important to make it flow. Once you cut, you want to make sure that it matches the rest of the hair. I wasn't going for a complete distinct bang. I wanted it to flow with the rest of the hair, so I'm just kind of making sure it all looks like one cohesive unit. Alright, seeing how it looks there. Taking off a little bit more. I know it looks like a lot, but I'm really not taking off much. Alright, I'm not going to mess with that side at all. And that's how it looks. So I'll come back with some pictures.